Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscar Buzz. And we are talking just briefly about some stuff from South by Southwest, a little bit of Sundance, just doing a brief recap of all of the festival stuff so far. We've kind of exited the first wave of festivals, these like winter, spring festivals. We had Sundance. Berlin was like kind of irrelevant, as they always are. And then South by Southwest just happened. And then we're going to enter into kind of like the summer festivals, which is where we get things like Cannes, which is really the big one.
That's the biggest one, yeah.
Yeah. And then Tribeca, I guess, if you want to say. Let's talk about it. First, I just list South by Southwest. Air. So this thing.
This is a very interesting film, the way Discourse has managed to surround itself. And this is apparently a crowd-pleasing thing that's going to be a Best Picture thing by the end of the year. How much of that is true, I'm not sure. I will say it does have the potential of getting a fair few nominations if these actual things happen, like Viola Davis in the film, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, could all be in contention, screenplay editing, stuff like that. So it's there. It does, from the concept, sound quite basic. It is this sort of sports drama. I don't know. Like, you look at films that premiered here before, Everything Everywhere at Once, obviously ended up winning Best Picture. That had passion, though. My question is will this film continue to sustain passion?
Of course.
I don't know, because there was a lot of drive behind Everything Everywhere at Once, and it was mostly drove by the internet and sort of the younger generations, and that brought in the eyes of the older generation. I don't know if Air will have that same trajectory, therefore I don't know.
Air is targeted towards like the older generation.
Exactly.
Like it's targeted towards the older academy. It's a feel good like biopic sports drama that's just supposed to be this crowd pleasing, uplifting film. It's like it hits all of the marks. It's like very like derivative of every other biopic sports drama where it's a lot of like clicking pens and phone calls and slamming the phone down and throwing papers across the room, right? All those types of movies. And just lots of like tight editing and all that stuff. Very fast paced, very snappy. But it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it takes all those things and does it very well. Want to know what that sounds like? Top Gun Maverick. Whereas just like it takes a generic formula that everybody kind of likes and it just like does that to like the best of that formula's ability, and it's targeting the older generation of the academy, the older generation of just like the general public. It's playing on nostalgia. It's playing on a specific niche. Top Gun had like military. This has sports. They feel very similar. The thing is that Air isn't going to make $2 billion.
That's the thing. Yeah, it does need to make money if it's going to gain passion and it's going to sustain that until the end of the year. It's going to need money, and I'm a little skeptical. I think it will make a decent amount of money, but I don't think it'll be this sort of record-breaking thing that everyone is rushing out to see. Everyone's telling everyone to see it. I just don't see it as that.
It could be though, is the thing, because like its Metacritic is 77. That's only a point lower than Top Gun. I think the box office goal for this, because it's a low budget, it's only like $30-40 million. I think the box office goal for this is Elvis, which was 150 million domestic. If it can hit 150 mil domestic, then I think we're potentially looking at something, because I think that Elvis is kind of similar in that it's like that's something that is kind of as well playing, like it's a biopic, it's playing on like the older generation of the academy. It's that kind of just this like crowd pleasing, like wow, movies type of movie.
Yeah.
And like I think Air could play similarly. It is interesting. It's produced by Amazon, and they're throwing it in theaters. Which
I assume this will be Amazon's top priority by the end of the year.
Absolutely,
like it has to be.
Absolutely, because like, and here's the thing with Amazon that's like kind of interesting. Last year they didn't really have anything. 2021, their big thing was being the Ricardos. It didn't really get good reviews. Like Amazon, like think back to like Amazon Films, and it isn't like Women Talking, that was UA, right? Think about like Amazon Studios, Amazon Prime Studios films. What do they have? Their last one that actually got like good reviews was Sound of Metal.
And they managed, and that should not, on paper, have been a Best Picture contender. But so Amazon, I feel like
1 year, but like
they are sneak contenders here. They are decent campaigners.
Ricardo's was close, even though
it was number 11.
Yeah, it was definitely the number 11, even though it got bad reviews. So
exactly, yeah.
We'll see. Like this has good reviews. There's 100 on Tomatoes, 77 on Metacritic. Yeah, I think the box office will be key. It's coming out Easter weekend here, so it has a holiday weekend release. So it's going to have a 5-day opening weekend, starting on Wednesday. and like it comes out in 10 days. The key thing with this film is going to be the box office. If it hits at the box office, then we got to take it seriously. If it doesn't hit at the box office, if it just like, I don't know, makes 100 mil or less, then like,
Yeah,
But,
I will
like,
say it does also, like, you look at the films you just mentioned, at Elvis, Top Gun, they had support in the text.
right.
So they had a
They
bit of
have
support in
editing,
the Academy.
if anything.
Yeah, but so it's got that, but I don't know if we'll have enough support below the line. So we're really looking at, okay, well, will this get the above the line support? That is what we're really looking at. Will actors get behind it? Will writers get
Viola
behind
would be the big one. I've heard that she's the
it?
standout. I've also heard that
Yeah,
Matt Damon, I think, has like an amazing monologue in it.
yeah,
But like I've heard Viola is really the standout, and then it would just be like the screenplay.
exactly. But I need to see above the line support for this film because it's not going to cut it if it doesn't get that. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
for sure. So that was really the big thing out of South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Like there's other things like Dungeons and Dragons or Evil Dead. I don't really care. Joyride looked pretty good. That got good reviews with Stephanie Hsu. I don't think it'll be an awards
Oh, yeah.
thing. The one thing that I want to bring up is Bottoms.
Yep. Yep. I'll let you
Film.
praise about
Film by Emma
whatever.
Seligman, who made one of my favorite movies of all time, Shiva Baby. It's reuniting her with Rachel Sennett. Ayo Edebiri is also in it. Got pretty good reviews, Thomas.
It did. It did. And I'm very excited for it. It
Pretty
sounds
good
like
reviews.
I like Shiva Baby. I thought it was one of the best films of 2020. But it's
Yep.
this is your film. This is your
my
film.
movie. It's my
Yeah.
movie. No, it got a 79 on Metacritic, which is like good for like a teen sex comedy. And 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, also very, very strong. People were raving about this. People said the screenplay is amazing. Like it's for those of you who don't know the plot of this, it's basically these teenage lesbians in their senior year of high school. They decide to start an underground fight club at their school to try to impress the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And like also apparently Marshawn Lynch, the American football running back, is also in it, and he's very, very funny as one of their teachers.
Okay.
And like I heard it described as like doing what like Edgar Wright did with like Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz as far as like parodying a genre. Like Emma Seligman does with like Superbad and like Booksmart and like that genre of like teen sex comedies. Is like coming from like a place of love for those films and then also making fun of them and telling a compelling story within that genre at the same time. And I've heard it's just amazing. It's incredibly funny. MGM gives me pause. Listen,
that's the thing. I think
probably and MGM already has so much. Like they have like
it's probably gonna be buried by the end of the year. It'll be whacked on a streaming service like 2 weeks after it gets released. And I think that's probably it for it. But it might be very good, at least. At least it should be good.
I think this movie's going to be great. And it'll probably get like Indie Spirit noms, and deservedly so. I need to bring up Emma Seligman at any point possible because she's like my favorite up and coming filmmaker right now, and I just can't wait to see every single thing that she does. I mean, it's just like she's so young and she's only 27 and she's making like just incredible movies. So anyways, just wanted to shout that one out. And then the last thing I wanted to do is just talk about some of the Sundance stuff that crossed over with South by Southwest in Berlin. So there's like Past Lives.
We know about Past Lives.
We have already talked about Past Lives. Incredible reviews out of Sundance. We get to see it in a couple of months. Yeah, like it's Past Lives. We all know what Past Lives is. It's gonna be amazing. We're predicting it to win Best Picture right now. And then I just want to bring up some of the documentaries, some of which had crossover. Oh, at Sundance and South by Southwest.
These are always important. These are always very important, the Sundance documentaries.
Yeah. So. I mean, Sundance always gets like 3 docs in. Last year, they actually got 4. Every single doc that got nominated, except for All the Beauty and Bloodshed. So that's All That Breathes. That's House Made of Splinters. That's Fire of Love. And the winner, Novelty. So like Sundance, just like Cannes is a hotspot for international films, Sundance gets bare minimum 3 documentaries in.
I wouldn't say bare minimum. I feel like I had 2.
That's been the trend. That's been the trend.
It's been the trend that it's been around 3. But
so anyways, I think some of the big ones, the 2 highest review ones were Beyond Utopia, which is about it's an archival footage thing about a family escaping North Korea. Apparently very, very tense, giving Novelty vibes.
I'm sure.
You know what else gave Novelty vibes that I saw was 20 Days in Mariupol. It's another thing about Russia and Ukraine, and it's about this camera crew that got stuck in Mariupol, Ukraine, for, you guessed it, 20 days.
20 days.
During Russia's bombings and attacks there, and then it's
Yeah.
about them like basically filming as they're getting out. So very
Yep.
similarly premised
Sounds
political
topical, sounds
documentaries.
like everything the documentary Catherine would go for. Yeah.
So I'd look at those two. Some other ones that I saw that seem to get good reviews. There's the Eternal Memory, which is a foreign language one. I believe it's Chilean, and it is from the same director who did The Mole Agent, which got nominated in 2020.
Yep.
It is heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, all of the other heart and then something sad words after it. It's brutal. It's about this like guy who has Alzheimer's, and you're basically just, it's a documentary following him as he's losing his memory and like losing all of these visions of the world around him and what he loves about the world, and it's intercutting footage from the past of him like in those places, and then you see him in the present day and you just can't remember any of it, and then he's like has like this big like personal library and he's trying to connect and remember things through books, and then it's sad. It's really sad.
Sure. Yeah.
It's brutally sad. But
Yeah.
I could see it striking a chord with the Academy. It got amazing reviews. I thought it was incredible. There's the disappearance of Sarah Haidt, which is about a feminist writer named Sarah Haidt. It got this as well got pretty good reviews. It's your pretty standard biographical documentary, just about this feminist writer, but it's really, really well done. And it's from Nicole Newnham, who did Crip Camp, which got I think shortlisted. So that also, I mean, it has 100 on Tomatoes. Also, just really, really good reviews there. And then another one, Little Richard, I Am Everything. It's about Little Richard. Also really strong reviews, a 95%. And it's once again just this archival doc, kind of detailing his life. And it gets a bit more personal than you might expect from like a music biopic doc. It isn't the most special thing. I think that will largely get forgotten about. But we'll see. We'll see. I think
I mean, with these Sundance talks, like we could just be looking at the wrong things. Who knows which ones will emerge from the
There's also, and this went to South by Southwest as well, Still, which is the documentary about Michael J. Fox, that Apple actually picked up.
Yeah.
But I will say something like Sydney didn't even make the shortlist. So I don't know how well these, bio docs about people in Hollywood really do. But that also got really strong reviews. I didn't get the chance to see it at Sundance, but that got some really strong reviews at both Sundance and South by. So we'll see about that. We'll see Apple. I mean, hey, they threw everything behind The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And
well, they wanted to get one thing. They wanted to get one win. So they got that. They are good campaigns.
They'll have different priorities this year with like Killers of the Flower Moon.
Exactly. Last year, what did they have? Greatest beer ever. So let's give them a fair crack.
Yeah. And don't forget Emancipation.
Oh, how could I forget about that one?
But anyways, that's just generally a look at what we've been getting from Sundance, Berlin, South by Southwest.
Sort of rundown of the state.
I think the important things are air. We'll see what happens with that. We'll be doing a review in a couple weeks. Past Lives, we've already talked about it in our best picture video.
And then a couple docs.
Just all the Sundance docs. The only ones that I feel really good about if you're making early documentary predictions would be Beyond Utopia and 20 Days in Mariupol. Those were the ones that just got like incredibly rave reviews, and like I saw 20 Days in Mariupol. It's very, very good. I didn't get the chance to catch Beyond Utopia. But I heard very good things. But I heard very, very good things from people I know who saw it. So those would be the two to look out for, and we'll see what the potential third one is, and how the rest of the lineup fills up throughout the year. But
for sure, that
is it for today's video. Stay tuned for more predictions. They might be done by the time this comes out. Probably not, though.
Probably not. Yeah.
And then we got Cannes in
we do
a month.
Right up
a month,
and then we're right back into it.
We're right back into it. So, anyways, thank you very for watching. And you can find links in the description. You can do the like and subscribe thing if you so choose. But who cares? Anyways, thank you everybody for watching, and goodbye.